Jai Hind friends, very warm welcome to all of you. As I announced in last video that the conceptual clarity is very important part for the prelims examination, which is going to 4th of May 2026. So this conceptual clarity part is very important, and I announced that there will be conceptual clarity test and there will be 10 tests in next 10 weeks. So this is the first conceptual clarity test. This test constitute 20 questions. In a test there will be 20 questions, and I humbly request to all of you, please take a pause, do attempt the question on your own, and then listen to the explanation. It will help you uh, better learn rather than you just sit down and start watching as a video or a movie. So I will suggest take a pen, paper, attempt the question, think around the question, why the statement is correct, why not. Then you listen to the discussion. Then the learning will be fruitful. And for all the questions related to polity, I will suggest take out bare act of Constitution of India. So, and as I will give reference to the article concerned or related to the question, so that will be helpful for you to understand. And when you read something from something so important or fundamental that guides the entire governance system of the country, so the retention power increases, you will retain more things. Okay, so with that note, let us begin the first question. The first question is, with reference to Finance Commission of India, consider the following statement. So this is the Finance Commission of India. Consider the following statement. So first statement is, it decides what constitute net proceeds of taxes. So what is net proceeds of taxes? This is the first keyword in the question. So what is the net proceed of taxes? Net proceed of taxes is what is the revenue you have collected, or you means the government has collected, and from that you subtract the part, the cost of collecting the tax, cost of collecting the tax. Okay, if you remove that, you will get the net proceed of taxes. So the question is saying, the statement is saying that it means Finance Commission of India decide what constitute the net proceed of taxes. So this statement is wrong. This net proceed of taxes is decided by CAG, and this is written in the constitution itself. Okay, then I will show you this. See, this is article 290 279 of the Constitution of India. This article says calculation of net proceeds, and if you read this clause first, it says that in the foregoing provisions, this chapter net proceeds means in relation to any tax or duty proceeds, the proceeds thereof reduced by cost of collection. So proceeds जो आपको मिला है reduced by cost of collection means you subtract that part, and for the purposes of those provisions, the net proceeds of any tax or duty or part of any tax or duty in attributable to any area shall be ascertained. See, it shall be ascertained and certified by CAG, whose certificate shall be final. So this understanding is required, and this is very conceptual question, I will say, because static है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. So here the one learning that comes is that you must read the bare act, of the Constitution of India, and read how you have to read that I am demonstrating, that you identify which body is doing that particular function, which body is performing. So here this CAG is performing that role its certificate is final. So second statement is the Constitution of India prescribes the qualifications which shall be requisite for appointment as a members of the commission. Members of the commission means the finance commission. So Constitution of India prescribes the qualification, it says. So this statement, let us read the relevant article. Relevant article is Article 280. Take out your Bear Act and read it, mark it, and understand. So if you read the Article 280, clause second clause, it says the Parliament may by law determine the qualifications. So now, if while reading the first line, it is very clear that Parliament may by law determine the functions, the qualifications which shall be requisite for the appointment as members of the commission, the manner in which they shall be selected. So, from this clause, it is clear that Constitution has not prescribed, but Constitution has enabled. Means Article 280, Clause 2 is enabling clause, that is enabling the Parliament of India, the Parliament, to make a law to determine the qualification. So this second statement is also wrong. The third is the 16th Finance Commission reduced the share of states from the divisible pool as compared to the share recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. So what is this share? Let us understand this first. See, there is something called net proceed of taxes, that you understand. Then one thing is, there is called divisible pool. Divisible pool. This divisible pool does not include the cess and surcharges. That remains with the center. ये divide नहीं होता है. So something is called divisible pool, that is to be shared with the state. And when the central government shares with the state, there is S1, S2, S3, there are multiple states. So that is shared based on the recommendations of the Finance Commission. So this division, this sharing is called vertical devolution. Uh, vertical sharing means center से state में. And second is when you divide it among the states, means which state gets what. So this is called horizontal devolution. Okay, so the question is saying the 16th Finance Commission का जो share है, that is 16th Finance Commission has reduced the share. Means, however, this statement is wrong because 16th Finance Commission has retained. 16th Finance Commission has retained the share. Vertical devolution को 41% पे retain करके रखा है. See, this is the PIB I have taken out for you. See, the government accepts 16th Finance Commission recommendation to retain vertical share of devolution at 41%. See, retain. Okay, so this statement is again wrong. So this statement is also wrong. Then fourth one is the 16th Finance Commission has reduced the number of grants in aid given to the states as compared to the number of grants recommended by 15th Finance Commission. Again, this statement is correct. Let me explain you how. If you see the 15th Finance Commission, so in this, there were multiple grants they have recommended. The first one was the local body grant. The second one was related to disaster management grant. Okay, and the third one you can understand was related to third one is revenue deficit grant. fourth is sector specific grant, and fifth is state specific grant. So these were the grants, 5 grants recommended by the 15th Finance Commission. However, this time the 16th Finance Commission has retained only two, the local body grant and the disaster management grant. Rest of the grants are not recommended by the 16th Finance Commission. So 16th Finance Commission ने जो number of grants थी वो reduce कर दी हैं. So this statement is correct. And now don't mark only one. Why? Because this statement read how many of the given statements are not correct. So the first one is not correct, means this is the correct answer. Second one is not correct, means this is the correct answer. The third one is not correct, means this is the correct answer. Means there are only three statements that are not correct. So once again you see the explanation part, that the net proceeds is decided by CAG. Second, 280 article 280 says that parliament is enabled by the constitution to make a law to determine the qualification. The third one is the government has accepted that 16th Finance Commission has retained the vertical share of devolution. And here the Finance Commission, see the grant, rural and urban local body grant and the disaster management grant. So these are the two grants that has been recommended by the 16th Finance Commission. This number has reduced from 5 to 2. So this is understanding is required. And being a passing reference, as it is mentioned here, Article 281 creates an obligation on the President of India that a president caused to lay the report of the commission along with explanatory memorandum on the action taken report on the recommendation of the commission in the parliament. So this is the duty assigned by the Constitution of India under Article 281, that president caused to lay the report uh, in the parliament. So this is done by the finance commission on behalf of the finance minister on behalf of the president of India. So this is the first question. I hope understanding is clear. Again, come to the next question. So this is the second question. Please take a pause, do attempt the question, mark your statement answer, then listen to the discussion. It is which of the following criteria have been used by the 16th Finance Commission for horizontal devolution of divisible pool of union tax proceeds among the states. So there is center, this is called vertical devolution, 41% is the vertical devolution, and among the states it will be decided. And why this is being decided? This is being decided because center gets more taxes, but actual work is done by the states. So states have more responsibility or more scope of expenditure. However, center has more scope of getting tax. So there is a kind of disbalance or some kind of asymmetry. To resolve this fiscal asymmetry, the Finance Commission plays an important role. And till 13th Finance Commission, because the under the reign of Planning Commission, the expenditure or the was divided into two parts, the planned expenditure and non-planned expenditure. So this planned expenditure part, how it will be given to the states and how this was decided by the Planning Commission. However, from 14th Finance Commission, this distinction of planned expenditure and non-planned expenditure has been done away with. So now entire fund is shared with the states based on the recommendations of the Finance Commission. So this horizontal devolution is also decided by the uh, Finance Commission. This is the understanding I have given you in detail a bit for background clarity. Now this horizontal devolution is decided based on certain criteria. The criteria of deciding the horizontal devolution is based on the need, based on equity and performance. ठीक है, based on need, equity and performance. So what is the need? एक state के लिए the population is the need and the area is the need. However, the performance is decided based on demographic performance. And if we talk about the 16th Finance Commission, 16th Finance Commission has taken the performance in the contribution to GDP as a criteria. However, equity part include the forest and ecology. This is first, and second is income distance. Okay, so if you think on those line, कैसे याद रखें the need, the equity and the performance. So remembering these aspects will be easy. So this is again one more objective of taking these discussions, how you remember the things. Okay, so if we think about after this discussion, see, the tax effort is not part of 16th Finance Commission. Fiscal discipline again. Forest and ecology, yes. Demographic performance, yes. Income distance, yes. And GDP contribution, yes. So answer is 3, 4, 5 and 6. So answer remains A. Correct answer is A. Let us see the explanation. So this is the explanation. The income distance is the criteria based on equity, and the population is the criteria based on 2011 census. So this is based on need. Demographic performance is performance. Area is again need. Forest and ecology, and if the forest is mentioned, so you will say this is based on equity. And again, tax and fiscal effort. See, this was a criteria in 15th Finance Commission. Okay, that was valid from 2021 to 2026. However, in the 16th Finance Commission, this has not been the part of a criteria uh, uh, for horizontal devolution. However, GDP contribution to GDP was not the criteria in 15th, but it is a criteria in 16th. So another question can be asked: what changes has been made from 16 to 15 to 16 for horizontal devolution? So you must be clear on that front. But with all surety, I can say this data will not be asked, and even if they will ask, they will give you very weird number. Say the demographic performance has been given 90% of this year. Okay, so ये बहुत weird सा होगा. So broad idea, if you have that most of the weightage is 10%, in just income distance it is around 40%, or population may it is around 17%, less than 20%. So if you have a broad idea, you will be able to navigate, and with all possibility data will not be asked, or even if they will ask, they will give you a very far-fetched number जो बहुत easily आप समझ जाएंगे. So with this understanding, let us move to the third question. The third question is, Startup India and Startup India mission have completed a decade. It was started in 2016. Now we are in 2026. So a decade has completed. Consider the following statement with respect to startups. See, the first statement is a multi-state cooperative society can be a startup. Okay, yes, it can be a startup. Uh, it is there. I will share you the explanation part, but first of all, let us see. Second, there is a sunset clause for an entity to be called a startup. Yes, sunset clause is there. Say 10 year, 20 years, for this much period the firm will remain a startup. And the third is startups are dealt with the Ministry of Finance. This is incorrect. Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, that is DPIIT, under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, prescribes separate criteria to recognize an entity as deep tech startup. So this is again correct. So let us understand the explanation part. This is PIB. The key revisions for a startup recognition criteria are as follow. This is very recently done. Let me show you the notification or the gazette of India. Uh, can anyone tell me in the comment section which ministry publishes this Gazette of India? Let me know. I will give you the answer in the comment section only. Whoever will comment, I will reply. Okay, so this notification is issued by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, DPIIT. So you see, startup से related notification is issued by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So there is no role of Ministry of Finance. ठीक है, फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री का रोल नहीं है. दिस फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग यू हैव टू be very clear which ministry is dealing with the startups. So that's why that statement is wrong. Dealt by the Ministry of Finance was written. Okay. Now see the this is very recently on 4th of February this notification has come. So now see enhanced turnover threshold. So this type of question can be asked. What changes has been made? The threshold has been increased from 100 crore to 200 crore. Introduced a dedicated category of deep tech startup. So this you should be very clear. Deep tech startup. Okay. Then for that they have kept a separate time that is 20 year and 300 crore. Okay. And what all constitutes, see, inclusion of cooperative society as eligible entity. Now cooperative societies are also eligible to be called as a startup. Okay. See, startup means entity which is, see here, private limited company act के according there is a partnership firm under partnership act. There is limited liability partnership act, multi-state cooperative society. This was the part of a statement. So this is multi-state cooperative society act of 2002, and the cooperative society registered under any of the state and union territory. So period is 10 year. This is called sunset clause. So after 10 year this entity will not be considered as startup. The third one is the turnover kitna hona chahiye, that should be 200 crore, not exceeding 200 crore, not more than 200 crore. Okay. And the third, they are working towards innovation, development, improvement of the product, processes, services, is a scalable business model, high potential of employment generation and wealth creation. So these are the criteria you have to remember. Now there is a provided separate category called deep tech startup. Iske liye there is 20 year, from 10 year to 20 year they have increased, and means this is a separate criteria. And the 300 crore is the financial year में turnover आपका होना चाहिए. So this change has been made. I think I hope now this question is very clear, and they have asked which combination is correct. So the first one is correct, second is correct, and the fourth is correct. Was second and fourth, the answer is D. So I hope this is clear to all of you. Let us move to the next question. Again, take a pause, do attempt this question, then watch the discussion. I am taking a moment. Yes. So what, read the question very, very carefully. It may be possible something is existing in practice, but that is not mentioned in the Constitution of India. So the question is, which of the following is mentioned in the Constitution of India? So mind the question very, very carefully. So read the question very, very carefully. Read the every instruction very, very carefully. So the first statement is, you have to identify which of the following is mentioned in the Constitution of India. The provisions with respect to acquisition and termination of citizenship. It is saying the provisions related to acquisition and termination of citizenship. क्या ये provision Constitution में लिखे हैं? So read this Article 11 of the Constitution of India. It says the Parliament to regulate the right of citizenship by law. So nothing in the foregoing provisions of the part. See, Parliament के पास power है to make any provision with respect to acquisition and termination of citizenship and all other matter related to citizenship. So Constitution is again enabling the Parliament to make the provision. So provisions are not mentioned in the Constitution. However, it has enabled the Parliament कि आप बना लो. I hope this is clear. So provisions with respect to acquisition and termination of citizenship are not mentioned in the Constitution. So this statement is correct. However, it is asking not correct. So for the answer purpose, this statement is the correct answer. Correct answer but wrong statement because it has a not correct. Again, second statement is the supreme command of the defense forces of the Union shall be vested in President of India. Is this mentioned in the Constitution? Yes. Read the article very carefully. And yes, first of all, read the article. This one I have to show you. I will show you. This is Article 53 of the Constitution. It says, see this. It is the supreme command of defense forces of the Union shall be vested in the President, and exercise thereof shall be regulated by law. Okay? So this is mentioned in the Constitution, and I was about to show you that in Article 11, the Parliament was enabled by the Constitution. So, seeking power from Article 11, Parliament has enacted a law called the Citizenship Act of 1955, and based on the power given by Article 11, this act was enacted. And see, this act says the acquisition of citizenship by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization. So this is acquisition. Provisions are mentioned in section 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, termination of citizenship. The provisions are mentioned in section 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now this is the copy of the act, and this is the copy of the article of the Constitution. So this is the enabling clause, and the effect is in the form of act. The third is mentioned in the Constitution: absolute veto, suspensive veto, and pocket veto. No, these words are not mentioned in the Constitution. Constitution simply says that a president or governor has some powers with respect to bill. They can give the assent, they can deny the assent, refuse to give assent, means absolute veto. They can ask for reconsideration. Okay, reconsideration. They can return the bill for the reconsideration. That is suspensive veto. So these words are written that return for reconsideration, reject the assent, and pocket veto. Don't take any decision. Such thing is not mentioned in the Constitution. So again, this is the wrong statement, and for the answer purpose, this is the correct answer. And because this second statement is correct and not correct is asked, so this is not the correct answer. Then question R and 0R, again this is also not mentioned, is related to the house, functioning of the house. So the very first R at 11 o'clock in the morning start with question R, and it run till 12 o'clock. Okay, so this is the question R, and after 12 o'clock, from 12 o'clock with and from the end of the question R and from the beginning of the agenda of the house, what is the time left is called 0R. Okay, so this question R is mentioned in the rules of the house. However, 0R is not mentioned even in the rules of the house. So this is a kind of a time that starts with the end of the question R and beginning of the agenda of the house. So this is the 0R. So this is not mentioned. This is not a formal thing. This is a convention. That meanwhile you can discuss something as meanwhile the agenda of the house will start. So I hope this understanding is clear. Now let us move to the next statement. So this statement is again not mentioned, hence correct answer: the discretionary power associated with the office of governor. This is mentioned in the Constitution. Think about Article 200 that says that governor has the power to reserve the bill for the consideration of the President of India. And this reserving the bill for the consideration of the President of India is not done based on the aid and advice of the Council of Minister. His Council of Minister means Governor's Council of Minister, but based on his discretion. So discretionary power associated with the office of governor is mentioned in the constitution. So this statement is correct, means not the correct answer. So not correct में आपका तीन स्टेटमेंट बना जो कि इस क्वेश्चन के लिए सही आंसर होगा, ओनली 3. सो सी इज करेक्ट. Let me explain you the related provisions related. See, once again, this is the portal of Indian citizenship online portal. This also says that Indian citizenship can be acquired by birth, descent, registration, naturalization, condition, procedure for the acquisition of the citizenship as per the provisions of the Citizenship Act of 1955. So provisions किसके हैं? Of the Citizenship Act, not of the Constitution. Constitution is just enabling. See this. This is the article 163. It says that there shall be Council of Ministers. Chief Minister will head to aid and advise the governor to exercise his function. However, there will be some discretions also, and related provisions for the president is in 74. So however, the discretion is not mentioned here, and it also says that what will be the discretion will be decided by the governor itself. Okay, so see, it says if the question arises any matter with respect to governor is by or under the Constitution Act in his discretion, the decision of the governor in his discretion shall be final. So what will be the discretion will be decided by the governor. So here one thing is said, but in article 200 it says it says the reserve the bill for the consideration of the president. So this is done by the governor based on his discretion. यहाँ पे aid and advice नहीं है. And other places also in schedule 5 and schedule 6 there are some discretions given to the governor. ठीक है. So this understanding is, I hope, will be clear. And let us move to the next question. Anything left? No, I think everything is clear. So this discretion aspect, yes, what I want to tell you, that with respect to the president of India, see, there is nothing called a discretion word mentioned for the president in the constitution. So it is said for the president of India, there is only situational discretion. However, for the governor of India, governor of a state, governor of a particular state, it has the situational discretion as is available for the president. However, the governor also has constitutional discretion, means constitutional also gives some discretion and allow for discretion for the governor. So this understanding should be clear that president has only situational discretion. However, governor has situational discretion plus constitutional discretion. With this understanding, let us move to the next question. The question is, the member of the parliament can make and subscribe oath or affirmation only in any of the languages mentioned in 8th schedule. So you must have a clarity which all languages are mentioned in 8th schedule. A broad idea must be there that English language is not mentioned in schedule 8. So this English language is not mentioned. However, the member of the parliament can take oath in English also. You can read a article, is article 120. It says the language to be used in parliament. It says the business should be transacted in Hindi or English. See, provided chairman of the council of the state or speaker of the house of the people or people acting as such, जो presiding officer की तरह काम कर रहे हैं, may permit any member who cannot adequately express himself in Hindi or English to address the house in his mother tongue. So this mother tongue aspect is mentioned in article 120. However, this statement is wrong only by the fact that English में भी oath को लिया जा सकता है, affirmation में किया जा सकता है, but it is not there in 8th schedule. So this statement is wrong. However, read the second statement. It says union minister can make and subscribe oath or affirmation in either English or Hindi language. This statement is correct. You can draw an analogy from the fact that there is an article, it says that uh, yes, it says official language of the union will be Hindi or English. Okay, so official language is Hindi or English, and union minister is part of executive. So union minister will communicate being a part of executive in Hindi or English. So oath is official work before the president of India. So with that logic, you can say that they will subscribe the oath in English or Hindi. So when a member or MP is taking oath as a minister, he or she will speak in Hindi or English. However, while taking oath as an MP, the member of the parliament, he or she can go for language other than Hindi or English. With this understanding, our statement B is correct, not the first one. So that is the case. Let us move to the next question. This question is of economy. It says the national income of a country is equal to net national product at market price. This statement is correct. Net national product at market price. NSO under MOSPI is the authority that calculate the national income and uh, calculate the national income till January 2015. NSO used to calculate it at factor cost. However, after 2015 January, they have started to calculate the national income as net national product at market price. So this statement is correct. The second is the gross national income means gross national product is equal to net national product at market price. So it is saying that it is equal to GDP plus export minus import. This statement is saying this is equal to this. However, this is not the correct thing because you have to reach at NNP. So NNP cannot be reached by doing this GDP uh, plus or minus export minus import. So this statement is wrong. Okay. I hope this is clear. The third is, so this statement is wrong. The gross national income is the income earned by country's resident and non-resident both. So this is also not correct. See how the NNP at market price is equal to the the GNP, and from that you will remove the net factor income from abroad. See, this is this see uh, gross NNP at market price is equal to GNP. ठीक है, this is the same thing. And if you see GDP and plus net factor income from abroad, so what you will do, GDP plus income from residents, you will add, because it is net factor income from abroad means you will remove income from non-resident. So GN, gross national income, is the income earned by country's resident एंड नॉन रेजिडेंट बोथ. नो, आप नॉन रेजिडेंट की जो इनकम है उसको तो आप रिमूव कर रहे हो, नॉट इंक्लूडिंग दैट. सो दिस स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग. ठीक है. देन अगेन द ग्रॉस नेशनल इनकम includes the transfer payment for the rest of the world. See, the GNI is equal to GDP plus net factor income from abroad. See, this, it is saying the factor income, net factor income. What is the meaning of word factor income? Factor income means the income earned by four factors of production. Four factors of production. What are the four factors of production? Capital, labor, land, entrepreneurship. So it will include income of the resident. What, which income? The factor income, not the ट्रांसफर पेमेंट. जो ट्रांसफर पेमेंट है जो फैक्टर से नहीं होते, जैसे स्कॉलरशिप, स्कॉलरशिप इज अ गिफ्ट, is a transfer payment. So this is not the part of gross national income. So again, this statement is wrong. And this I have already told you that national income is calculated by NSO, must be. So this statement is correct. So with that note, the option 1 and 5 is correct, means only 2 are correct. I hope this is clear. So if you include the transfer payment, this gross national income will become gross national disposable income. This is available to you for disposal. आपके पास पैसा है, आप खर्च कर सकते हो, but that is not gross national income. I hope this is clear to all of you. And if any doubt remains, please ask me in the Telegram group. I can share I have shared this Telegram group ka QR code in the announcement video, so you can refer to that. The next one is, see, consider the following statement regarding incremental capital output ratio, ICOR. What it is? See, let me first tell you what is productivity. Productivity. You got 2 hours to study. This is the input, and you have studied 10 pages. This is output. By putting this much input, you got this much output. Productivity is by 1 unit of input, how much output you are getting. Okay? So this productivity is output upon input. However, capital output ratio is equal to input upon output. If it is incremental, means 1 unit of input divided by 1 unit of output. It means you have to say that for producing 1 unit of output, how much input is required. For producing 1 unit of output, how much input is required. This understanding is required. So did you get the difference between the productivity and the ICOR, or capital output ratio, or incremental capital output ratio? For 1 unit of input, how much output you are getting is productivity. But in order to produce 1 unit of output, how much input is required is ICOR. With, in order to increase 1 unit of output, or increase the 1 unit of output, how much input you have to increase is incremental capital output ratio. With that note, read the first statement. It is the extra unit of capital required to produce 1 additional unit of output. 1 additional unit of output. What about it? Understand? It is, read the another statement, extra unit of output produced. It is the extra unit of output produced from 1 additional unit of capital. Means आपने 1 unit of capital बढ़ाया, ठीक है, उससे आपको कितना एक्स्ट्रा यूनिट ऑफ आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस हुआ, दैट इज प्रोडक्टिविटी. बट द फर्स्ट वन इज, इट इज द एक्स्ट्रा यूनिट ऑफ कैपिटल रिक्वायर्ड. आपको कितना कैपिटल रिक्वायर्ड होगा, कितना इनपुट रिक्वायर्ड होगा टू प्रोड्यूस 1 एडिशनल यूनिट ऑफ आउटपुट. यहां पे 1 यूनिट ऑफ आउटपुट प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए कितना एडिशनल कैपिटल चाहिए, दैट इज ICOR. सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट, हाउएवर द सेकंड स्टेटमेंट इज इनकरेक्ट. It also depends on governance, technology, and quality of labor. If you have a skilled labor, that labor with less input can produce 1 unit of output. Okay, so this third statement is also correct. Governance is better, you are giving timely clearance, then your input will be efficiently used. Every new capital you will bring, that will be efficiently used. So it shows how efficiently new capital is being used to produce the output. So 1 unit of एक्स्ट्रा कितना कैपिटल की जरूरत पड़ेगी एक एडिशनल आउटपुट निकालने के लिए, दैट इज ICOR. I hope this, if you understand these two aspects, it will be very 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 clear. So it is the ratio to change in capital. Change in capital means change in input to the change in output. So this is also correct, this is also correct. So only the second statement is incorrect. 1 3 4 5. So four, only four are correct. So seventh का answer है D. The next one is, consider the following statement with respect to the capital formation. Capital formation. ठीक है. So other than tangible assets, capital formation means assets creation. So that can be tangible or intangible like intellectual property rights. So this statement is correct. Capital formation, again see, first of all ICOR means delta input divided by delta output. Delta means change in input or capital. So for 1 unit of output, how much input is required? How much input is required? So if capital formation is happening, means capital is getting created. ठीक है, आपका कैपिटल क्रिएट हो रहा है, but ICOR is not related to whether capital is getting created or not. It is about how efficiently your capital is being used. How efficiently your capital is being used. It is not about कि capital formation होगा तो उससे ये बढ़ेगा या घटेगा. ICOR is not linked to whether capital formation will happen or not. ठीक है, it is related to how efficiently capital will be formed. It may be possible your ICOR is decreasing, yet capital is forming. So lesser the ICOR, जितना आपका ICOR का वैल्यू कम होगा, उतना आपका आउटपुट ज्यादा होगा, उतना आपका प्रोडक्टिविटी एफिशिएंसी अच्छी होगी. So ICOR का घटना और बढ़ना is not related to whether capital formation will happen or not. However, so second and fourth are wrong. However, if capital formation has happened, so what is GDP? Understand, what is GDP? GDP is monetary value of all goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country in a given financial year or given time frame. So if capital formation is happening, it means there will be goods and services and उनका कुछ monetary value होगा, means GDP will grow, means economic growth will happen. So that's why the capital formation will always lead to economic growth. So this 1 and 3 is correct. I hope this is clear. Now let us move to the next question with this understanding. There is a, what constitute investment in the economy? So what is investment? Understand this. क्या होता है investment? Investment is, what is investment? Investment is equal to capital goods remained capital goods remained or introduced in the economy. आपकी इकोनॉमी में कितनी कैपिटल गुड्स रही या उनको इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया या वो प्रोड्यूस हुई, दैट इज इन्वेस्टमेंट। हमेशा कैपिटल गुड्स पे आप फोकस करोगे जब भी इन्वेस्टमेंट की बात हो रही होगी, ठीक है। सो लेट अस रीड द क्वेश्चन। इट सेड व्हाट कॉन्स्टिट्यूट इन्वेस्टमेंट, सो प्रोडक्शन ऑफ कैपिटल गुड्स, यस। Imported capital equipment, see what I've said, capital goods remained in the economy, आपने प्रोड्यूस किया, but whether this is part remain part of your economy, yes, imported वाला आपका part होता है। if foreign country has sent a capital equipment to the economy, because this equipment will become part of my economy, and after that जो प्रोडक्शन होगा, इन्वेस्टमेंट का मतलब क्या है, उससे आपको कुछ प्रोडक्शन होगा फर्दर, तो दैट इक्विपमेंट इज प्रोड्यूसिंग फर्दर गुड्स, मीन्स it is becoming the means of production, means it is investment for the economy. I hope this is clear. However, the capital goods exported out of the economy, that is not part of investment in the economy, because now this capital good will produce further subsequent goods in other economy, not in my economy. So this is not part of investment in the economy. The fourth one is the production of consumption goods. Consumption goods will not yield any subsequent goods, so this is not the investment. Buying and selling of the share is simple ownership transfer, nothing new is being created, so again this is wrong. And production of services, again this is not the case. Investment is something that will yield further goods and services, think on those lines. So the answer is A. All the remaining statements or the options are wrong. So I hope this is clear. Let us move to the next question. The next question is this: which among the following has, this is a polity question, again bring the Bear Act with you, and if you don't have, I am a student friendly teacher at least, so it is for your ready reference. Article 249, however, mark in your Bear Act, it will be helpful, because again and again you will not be watching this video. So which of the following statement is, or following has have the power to declare that it would be a national interest for the parliament to legislate with respect to the matter in the state list, means there is a seventh schedule. Understand this question first. There is a seventh schedule, has three lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list, parliament can make law. State list, state can make law. Concurrent list, any one of them can make a law, like education, like health. Oh, sorry, state health is a state subject. I'm really sorry. Education is a concurrent list, so anyone can make a law, state or center. However, there are certain conditions in which center or the union or the parliament, union legislature, the parliament can make law in the items mentioned in the state list. However, this is not a routine phenomena. This can be done when there is a national interest that state list में parliament legislate करेगा, because it is a national interest. Interest of the nation is paramount. So ये डिक्लेयर करने की कि ये नेशनल इंटरेस्ट में है, पार्लियामेंट लेजिस्लेट करे, who has the power to declare that? So read this article very very carefully. The power of the parliament to legislate with respect to the matter in the state list in national interest. So किसकी पावर है? Who will enable the parliament कि अब आप legislate करो, it is in the national interest. So it says the council of state has declared by a resolution supported by not less than 2/3 of the members present and voting that it is necessary or expedient in the national interest that parliament should make law with respect to goods and services provided under article and all. ठीक है? So any matter enumerated in state list is specified in the resolution, so it shall be lawful for the parliament. So what will happen? Rajya Sabha या काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट pass a resolution with two-thirds of the majority present and voting, not less than that, then all the that it is in national interest, that parliament can make law in the state list item, and it can make the law only on those items that are part of the resolution. Listen very carefully. So any matter enumerated in the state list, specified in the resolution. इट्स नॉट कि आपने रेजोल्यूशन पास कर दिया, आप किसी भी मैटर पे आप बना लो. नो नो नो, ओनली दोज मैटर्स जो स्टेट लिस्ट में है एंड रेजोल्यूशन में स्पेसिफाइड है, देन इट शैल बी लॉफुल फॉर द पार्लियामेंट टू मेक द लॉ. रेजोल्यूशन विल रिमेन इन फोर्स नॉट एक्सीडिंग 1 ईयर. दिस रेजोल्यूशन जो पास किया है 2/3 मेजोरिटी से प्रेजेंट एंड वोटिंग, ये 1 ईयर के लिए वैलिड रहेगा. एंड आफ्टर 1 ईयर दिस कैन बी फर्दर एक्सटेंडेड विथ सेम रेजोल्यूशन. उसको आप एक्सटेंड कर सकते हो. एंड जो भी लॉ बनेगा दैट लॉ विल बी एप्लीकेबल फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ 6 months after the resolution ceased to be in force. So for 1 year if resolution is in force, so plus 6 months further, that law made by the parliament on the state list item will be valid. If you extend the resolution for 1 more year, then 2 year plus 6 month हो जाएगा. So think on those lines when this law will terminate. ये भी आपको समझना है. This question can be asked. So holistic understanding of the article is also required. So in this article, what all you have to remember, that Council of State has the power with the 2/3 majority, present and voting, means this is a special majority, and any matter enumerated in the state list and specified in the resolution. ठीक है, so lawful for the parliament to make a law. and कब तक वो फोर्स में रहेगा? रेजोल्यूशन विल रिमेन फोर्स फॉर 1 ईयर. आप उसको कंटिन्यूएशन को बढ़ा सकते हैं विद सेम रेजोल्यूशन 1 साल के लिए फिर से. एंड द लॉ दैट हैज बीन मेड बाय द पार्लियामेंट will remain in force not more than 6 months after the expiry of the resolution. So 1 month, 1 year plus 6 months. So इस टाइप से आपको समझना है. So answer will be the Rajya Sabha alone. Rajya Sabha alone has the power. ठीक है. Come to the next question. Which of the following statements with respect to the part 18 of the Constitution is or are correct? See, the proclamation made by the President of India under Article 352, that is national emergency, is valid for the period of 6 months. This statement is wrong. Read the what is called the Article 352, you will get the idea. Let me show you once. Anyway, this answer here is it will remain valid for 1 month. Proclamation of the President will remain valid for 1 month. I will show you how and where it is written. This all type of conceptual clarity is required. See, this is the depiction of the factual aspect, that where all the emergency has been imposed in history. हिस्ट्री में कैसे कैसे कब कब इमरजेंसी लगाई गई है. दिस इज द फैक्चुअल नॉलेज. यू कैन टेक ए स्क्रीनशॉट. आई एम नॉट एक्सप्लेनिंग, आई एम जस्ट डेमोन्स्ट्रेटिंग. Here I am again demonstrating one more thing, that how you can summarize your notes for quick easy revision. See, these are the notes जो मैंने बनाए थे, and these are the notes जो आपको दिख रहा होगा, सिर्फ 3 पेज में है, 1, 2 and 3. इसमें पूरा इमरजेंसी कवर्ड है. and this is the bare act I have created. ठीक है, मीन्स हमने उस पर कुछ ऐड किया है, कुछ रिमूव किया है. how what all I have to remember, कैसे हमें करना है, this I have created. So let me show you where it is written that proclamation will be valid for 1 month. See this. Read clause 4. Every proclamation issued under this article shall be valid before each house of the parliament shall, except where the proclamation removing ये हटा दीजिए, cease to operate at the expiry of 1 month. ठीक है, तो 1 month तक वैलिड रहेगा फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ प्रोक्लेमेशन. अगर उसे पार्लियामेंट नहीं अप्रूव करती है तो वो 1 month के लिए वैलिड होगा. सो दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. Question says proclamation made by the President of India under Article 352 is valid for a period of 6 months. This is wrong. So this is valid for 1 month only before Parliament approves it. Second, proclamation made by the President of India under Article 356, that is President's rule, is valid for 2 months. Yes, this is valid for 2 months. ठीक है, तो आपका जो प्रेसिडेंट रूल होता है वो 2 साल के लिए 2 महीने के लिए वैलिड होगा बिफोर फॉर 2 months बिफोर प्रेसिडेंट बिफोर पार्लियामेंट अप्रूव्स इट. ठीक है, सो दिस इज अगेन आई कैन शो यू. सी इन आर्टिकल 356 here. See, this is article 356 and it says that every proclamation, see, this is article 356, president rule, state emergency, failure of the constitutional machinery, and here it is, see, the clause 3. Clause 3 says every proclamation made under this article shall be laid before each house of the parliament shall, except where proclamation removing that, cease to operate at the expiry of 2 months unless before expiry of that period is approved resolution by both the houses of the parliament. So for a state emergency it is 2 months, for national emergency it is just 1 month. And for that you just one more thing you see related to article 360. It says इसमें कितने दिन तक valid होता है? Yes, shall cease to operate at the expiry of 2 months unless before the expiry of the period approved by resolution of both the houses of the parliament. Means president ने proclamation issue किया, this will be valid for 1 month in case of national emergency, 2 months for state emergency, 2 months for financial emergency. Within that period parliament must approve it with resolution. ठीक है, so if this resolution was not passed it will cease to operate. So this was the question and you read it question once again, have a look. See, proclamation made by the president under article 352 valid for 1 month, for 356 it is valid for 2 months. Under article 360 financial emergency valid forever? No, it is valid for 2 months. So again this statement is wrong. The term of the Lok Sabha can be extended by 1 year at a time during the proclamation of national emergency any number of time. And the next statement says the term of the Lok Sabha can be extended 1 year at a time during the proclamation of emergency up to maximum of 3 years. See, statement 4 is correct, this is wrong. Okay, so the term of the Lok Sabha can be extended by 1 year. So this statement 4th is correct, this is not correct. This 3-year limitation is not there. So you can refer to the relevant article. So here comes the state. So this statement is wrong and the first one is wrong, second is correct, third is incorrect. So you can see the statement 4, 2 and 4 is correct. Answer is C. Okay, this is the factual aspect, you can take note of that. And this is the way you can design your say the short notes. It will become handy when you revise it. So anyway, you can refer it anyway. So see, next question, question number 12. Read the question very carefully. And one more thing I will suggest you in this question, that how you can solve this seemingly long question, difficult question very easily. Read, see it very carefully. Let us read. Consider the following statement with respect to validity of proclamation by the President of India with respect to part 18 of the Constitution. So part 18 is related to emergency. So उसकी validity क्या होगी proclamation की, उस पे सवाल है. See, in case of national emergency under article 352 of the Constitution of India, the proclamation by the President of India continues to remain valid for a period of 6 months from date of proclamation. once approved by both the houses of the parliament. See, president has proclaimed for 1 month it will be valid for national emergency, for 2 months for state emergency, for 2 months for financial emergency. Then within that period parliament have to approve. Now both the houses of the parliament ने approve कर दिया. Now there is a point, this is the date of approval जब अप्रूव किया पार्लियामेंट ने, एंड दिस इज द डेट ऑफ प्रोक्लेमेशन जब प्रोक्लेम किया प्रेसिडेंट ने. सो देयर आर टू डेट्स, first and second, these are the two dates. Now you see, in case of the national emergency it will be valid for 6 months, for state emergency also it will be valid for 6 months, for financial emergency it will be valid forever. Now consistent renewal is not required. However, in case of national emergency and state emergency, again for after 6 months approval will be required. However, for financial emergency such approval is not required. I hope this understanding is clear. Now understand the question. It says that remains valid for a period of 6 months from which date. आपको 6 मंथ काउंट कहां से करना है, फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ प्रोक्लेमेशन और डेट ऑफ अप्रूवल? दिस इज द क्वेश्चन. So if this broad understanding is clear, now you see national emergency 352 6 month from date of proclamation. This is incorrect. National emergency 352 6 month from the date of approval. This is correct. Okay, this statement is correct. This is correct. Again see, president rule 356 6 month date of approval. This is incorrect. President rule 356 6 month date of proclamation. This is correct. Financial emergency 360 6 month, ये यहीं से गलत हो गया, because once approved by the houses of the parliament it will continue without any limitation given in the article. So your this statement is wrong, this statement is wrong, and first is wrong. Where it is written कि national emergency में you have to take the date of approval, and in case of president rule you have to take the date of proclamation. Where it is written, let me show you. See, this is article 356. This is article 356, means president rule state emergency. Now you see, this is here. Yes, a proclamation, clause 4 says a proclamation so approved. So approved means approved by the both the houses of the parliament, unless revoked, cease to operate on the expiry of the period of 6 months from the date of issue of proclamation. From the date of issue of proclamation. So for president rule it is from the date of proclamation. So remember it like that, president rule P and proclamation P. ठीक है, now it is clear. And see, this was 356 clause 4. Now you refer to the 356 the national emergency 352. See, this is 352 and it is written here. See, yes, this is clause 5. Read it very, very carefully. It says proclamation so approved once, unless revoked, cease to operate, expiry of the period of 6 months from the date of the passing of the second resolution. जिस दिन पार्लियामेंट ने सेकेंड रेजोल्यूशन पास किया मीन्स उसी दिन अप्रूव हुआ. So you will take the date from the date of approval. So national emergency, you take the date of approval. For state emergency, you will take date of proclamation. वहां से आप 6 month कंटिन्यू करोगे. However, in case of financial emergency, there is infinite time period, no time frame is mentioned. See, In case of 360, there is no time frame is mentioned. Read it. See, yes, this is here. Cease to operate expiry of the 2 month. After that it says बस रेजोल्यूशन हो जाना चाहिए 2 महीने के बाद, 2 महीने के अंदर अंदर, उसके बाद नथिंग इज मेंशन. ठीक है. So I hope this is clear to all of you. So your answer will be the second and fourth answer is B. B is the correct answer. Let us move to the next question. This is a bit tricky. See, this is I am demonstrating you to show you how to read the Bear Act. See all the things I have made. The that what are the conditions to declare the financial emergency. So these are the four, and all four are correct. So if you bring such aspects, it will make your preparation easy. This was to give you the demonstration effect. Now see, consider the statement with respect to the reorganization of the particular state. आपको reorganize करना है state को. How it will happen? The president refer the bill for the reorganization to the of a state to the state government. This is wrong. See, you have to identify the trap. कहाँ पे वो गलत करेगा. See, this is the Article 3 that relates to the reorganization of the state. New state का बनाना, formation of the state and all. So there is the condition. President, a proposal contained in the bill affect the area boundary reorganization of the bill has been referred by the president to the legislature of the state, not the state government. Not the state government. ठीक है. So it will be referred to the legislature of the state. So this is the wrong. Council of Minister of the state government decide for or against the bill. When the bill is not reaching to the Council of Minister, how it can decide? It will reach the state legislature. So state legislature पे जाएगा, then state legislature will decide. So again, this is wrong. President of India can recommend the bill for introduction in the parliament even if a state has decided otherwise. Yes, this is correct. It is just recommendation. They have taken the opinion of the state, not binding. It is written. Parliament must pass the bill with 2/3 majority. No, nowhere it is mentioned. Again, this is correct, wrong. The such passage of a bill is considered as an amendment to the constitution because constitution is getting amended. It will be called a constitution amendment, but not under Article 368. So this statement is also correct. So answer is third and fifth. Third and fifth A is the correct answer. Let me show you where it is mentioned. See, expressing its view thereon with the period specified and the period may allow and period. ठीक है, ये हो गया. So it is not written that it is mandatory. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, and it is very clear. No bill for the purpose shall be introduced in either house of the except on the recommendation of the president unless where the proposal bill has been referred by the president to this for expressing its view therein for the given period. अगर वो नहीं उस period में reply करता है, then nothing can be done, and means they can't do anything. The state can't do. There will be supremacy based on what center want and the parliament want. And read this very, very carefully. No such law as aforesaid shall be deemed to be an amendment in the Constitution of India for the purpose of 368. So Constitution amendment hoga, but not for the purpose of 368. Then why I am saying ki amendment hoga? See, again this is saying fourth, law made under Article 2 and 3 to provide for amendment to the first and fourth schedule. Means amendment is happening in the Constitution. First and fourth schedule are getting amended, but that will not be deemed to be an amendment under Article 368. I hope this is clear. Okay. So answer is clear, A. Let us move to the next question. It is when a new state is carved out of existing state in India. Means Article 3 is coming into the picture. Which of the following provisions of the Constitution of India require an amendment? Article 1. Does it require amendment? See what is Article 1. Just have a look. Name and union territory of the union. India, that is Bharat, shall be union of a state. This is a very simple article. even the name of the state and UT given in schedule 1, okay, even those things are written in schedule 1, तो आर्टिकल 1 का अमेंड होना तो बनता ही नहीं है, ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग. एंड आर्टिकल 3 is about how you will do the change and what will be the change. So why you will amend the article 3? No, article 3 will not be amended. ये भी नहीं होगा, ये भी नहीं होगा. So first schedule will be amended, yes, and fourth will be amended. Fourth means because a new state is being created. अब जब नया state बनेगा, for that seat in the Rajya Sabha will be given. When seats in the Rajya Sabha will be given, then schedule 4 will be amended and 1 will be amended because the new name will be inserted, because schedule 1 is the name given. So that's why article 4 says जब आप 2 और 3 को amend करते हो, 2 और 3 का use करते हो, तो 1 and 4 automatically amend हो जाएंगे. So this is the understanding required. So this is article 4 and 4th and second and fourth is the correct answer. Answer is B. I hope this is clear. Okay, next move. Citizenship Act of 1955 includes following provisions for the termination of citizenship. See, simple. I have already shown you. This is the a chapter related to termination of citizenship. It is renunciation, termination, and deprivation. These three methods are given. So renunciation, termination, and deprivation. There is nothing called cancellation of citizenship. So answer is 1, 2, and 3. Cancellation of citizenship is not there. Cancellation of registration as overseas citizen of India card holder. वो रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल करने का है, सिटीजनशिप कैंसिल करने का नहीं है, ठीक है. सो फॉर टर्मिनेशन दीज 3 आर देयर. दिस इज रिलेटेड टू सी सेक्शन 8, 9 and 10, ठीक है. सो sections are also there. You can clearly observe. See again, a person can become a citizen of India under Citizenship Act by descent, by birth, by registration, by naturalization, by nationalization. ये क्या है? No, this is not correct. So answer is 1, 2, 3 and 5. Answer is C. Again C. This is clearly mentioned in the acquisition of citizenship, the very first page of the Citizenship Act. ठीक है. It is by birth, by descent, by registration, by naturalization. These are the 4 ways in which you can take the citizenship. One more way is when you acquire a territory, Parliament by law decide which all people can become the citizen. ठीक है. So this is a very, very different matter. This is already given in the constitution and this is dealt by the act of the Parliament. Here you see one thing. There is something called jus soli and jus sanguine. So jus soli means soil and jus sanguine means blood. So it is by birth, because you have taken birth in India, jus soli, and jus sanguine means you are blood related to your parents. So that's why. So these are the 2 ways, and third and fourth is registration and naturalization. This all has happened. I think this is now clear. So let us move to the next question. This understanding is clear now. The question is, if a country is witnessing inflation, what will be the mandatory outcome? So what will be the mandatory outcome? There will be increase in the rate of price rise of goods and services. Because what is inflation? What is inflation? Inflation is not simply increase in the price of goods and services. Inflation is rate of increase in price level. ठीक है. Rate of increase in price level. So this understanding I want to demonstrate that inflation is not a normal increase in price. If inflation is happening, means rate of the price is increasing. Some people may get confused with article B, statement option B and C. So such kind of things will come in your exam also. There will be options that will be confusing. So you have to take the best option. So inflation, the approach or the thinking, the rationale behind making this question was that inflation is related to the rate of increase in price, not normal increase in price. So with that understanding, the answer will be C, increase in the rate of price rise of goods and services. Next question is, if a country witnessing recession is happening, what must be the effect? Recession को आप ऐसे समझिए, something is getting receded. Receded means shrinking, means there is a footwall that is receding, shrinking, or there is a footwall that is inflating, means that is increasing. So recession means आपका घट रहा है, सिंक कर रहा है. So what must be the effect? Must be an effect. What will happen for sure? Decrease in real GDP. आपका जो जीडीपी है वो घट रहा है, रिसीड कर रहा है, मींस साइज ऑफ द इकोनॉमी, हियर द साइज ऑफ द फुटबॉल is reducing. So real GDP is decreasing. What is real GDP? Let us understand this. Take a minute. See, there is 2024 and this is 2025. Think there is production of 10 kg of rice and the price is 10 rupees per kg. So what will be the GDP? GDP will be 100 rupees. 100 rupees will be GDP, and just take an assumption that this economy is producing only rice. Now in 2025, the production is say 15 kg and the price is again 15 rupees per kg. The price has also increased. So what will be the GDP? GDP will be 225 rupees. But see, if we take the price of that level only, means 10 rupees only, in that case the price will be, see, 15 kg is the production and the price level is 10 rupees per kg. So the answer will be, the GDP size will be 150. So this is the real GDP. Real GDP means you are taking price of the base year, means the increase in GDP is 50 rupees. This increase is happening because increase in the quantity, increase in the goods produced. The increase is not happening because of the increase in the price. If increase is happening because of the increase in the price, that is nominal GDP. So for the year 2025, this 225 is the nominal GDP. However, 150 is the real GDP. So if recession will happen, this your real GDP will shrink. Means this 10 kg जो आपका production हुआ है, that 10 kg will reduce to say 5 kg. Then you will take the price of 10 rupees, means you are now 50 rupees per 50 rupees. So in that case, your real GDP is 50. If you go for nominal GDP, it may happen that today you have a say production of 5 kg in 2025. However, the price has reached to 25 rupees per kg. Now 5 kg का rate जो होगा, that will happen 125 rupees. The GDP has increased in nominal terms, 100 से 125 हो गया, but the real GDP has not increased. So in case of recession also, your nominal GDP may increase, but the real GDP will not increase. Because real GDP जब आप कैलकुलेट करते हो तो आप बेस ईयर का प्राइस लेते हो, say the base year is 2024. So price of the 2024 will be taken. So I will say the decrease in the real GDP, yes, that will be must effect if there is recession. Recession means your actual production is coming down. Actual production is coming down. Then real GDP will reduce. नॉमिनल जीडीपी कैन इंक्रीज बिकॉज ऑफ द चेंज इन प्राइस. प्राइस आपका अगर बढ़ गया तो प्रोडक्शन भले ही ना हो तो भी आपका प्राइस अगर बढ़ जाएगा तो नॉमिनल जीडीपी बढ़ जाएगा. सो दिस इज कैन बी, दिस इज रॉन्ग. Rate of growth in GDP. Rate of growth can increase because of the price rise, nominal GDP. So all of the above cannot happen. So answer is A. Let us move to the next question. If India is experiencing the economic growth, which of the following must hold true? So I told you that if economic growth हो रहा है, तो which of the following must hold true? The real GDP will rise. Yes. इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ का मतलब ही है रियल जीडीपी. नॉमिनल जीडीपी कैन इंक्रीज विद द इंक्रीज इन द प्राइस लेवल. रेट ऑफ ग्रोथ ऑफ द रियल जीडीपी, रेट भले ही ना बढ़े, से मींस इन 2024, 2025, 2026 से 10 kg प्रोड्यूस हुआ, here you reach to the 15th kg, then you might say there is 17 kg. तो रेट यहाँ पे 5 था, इधर पे here 2 है. So rate of increase here is 5, here is just 2. So rate of growth in real GDP will increase. तो rate तो increase नहीं हुआ, but आपका real GDP increase हुआ है with the production. If price level is say 10 rupees per kg, उस हिसाब से अगर हम देखें तो employment generation, that is also not must hold true type of thing, because the employment generation may not happen if the growth is driven by technology. Say AI has replaced the job. So real GDP will increase if there is economic growth. So with that understanding, let us move to the next question. It is, welfare of the people of a country is best represented by. See, I told you when I was discussing national income that it is about our residents only. Our residents only, है ना? It will not include non-residents. Non-residents नहीं होंगे. So if you take GDP में all the people are there, those are part of domestic territory. So there will be resident and non-resident also. ठीक है? And you think it is about the welfare of the people. Welfare of the people means our own people, means residents. ठीक है? And current price and the constant price, this you have to understand. So current price में I have told you the base year वाला price होगा तो constant price, and the current price is current price. So current price का मतलब हुआ आपका that it is about, current price का मतलब this national income can be seen as being increased because of price rise. So welfare of the people will increase only when there is increase in production. And per capita की बात कर रहा है, so it is about everyone is getting something. It is not about कि the rich or the top class is gaining but the poor is not. So that's why it is said per capita. Everyone average is increasing. So because the 4 option all have per capita, so that is not a major concern. Net national income, because it is only about the residents. At the constant price, because base year के price की वजह से increase होता हुआ नहीं दिखेगा. So that's why the answer will remain A. So in 20th the answer is A, and this is all from my side. Thank you. Please let me know what is your experience with the conceptual clarity, whether I am able to solve some of your doubts, how you will approach the question, how to refer the Bayer Act, which all area you should focus, which area you should not. And these all these questions are static in nature. Once you remember, there is no fear that something will change tomorrow until or unless Honorable Supreme Court or Parliament make a major drastic change. So these things are static, and these are the core area you must prepare. And if you go through the PYQs, you will find the same theme in which I am discussing. And in further subsequent test, I will bring some of the PYQs also to demonstrate how things are being asked in the question paper. So thank you to all of you. If you have any doubt, please reach out to me, mention in the comment section. I will reply. Have a good day. Bye.